to the largest aircraft ever to take to the skies. While all thoughts may immediately turn to the A380, we thought we would take a look at the largest passenger jets ever built, as well as transport aircraft and some one-off developments. There are many ways to measure large aircraft, including length, weight, volume, or wingspan, and while we'll take a look at all of this, bear in mind others could easily make the list. Number 10. Stratolaunch. Coming in at number 10 is the Stratolaunch aircraft, its full name being the Scaled Composites Model 351 Stratolaunch. This huge double fuselage plane has the largest wingspan of any aircraft ever. That's right, ever. An amazing 117 meters. The closest behind this today is the An-225 at 88.4 meters. It was designed to carry a rocket weighing up to 250 tons between the fuselages for a launch into orbit. Much of the technology, including its 6 engines, are based on the 747-400. The 2 fuselages are each 73 meters long, and in case you're wondering, the pilots sit in the right-hand cockpit. The left side is unpressurized and used just for equipment. There have been delays to the program, most notably following the death of its founder Paul Allen in 2018, and the new owner Cerberus Capital Management decided to shift the role of the aircraft to be a launcher for reusable hypersonic flight research vehicles. After a 2-year delay from its first flight, the Stratolaunch flew again in April 2021. We'll keep an eye on future developments for this exciting aircraft. Number 9. Hughes H-4 Hercules. At number 9 is the Hughes H-4 Hercules. One of the largest aircraft ever built, the H-4 Hercules never moved beyond a single prototype. Designed for use during the Second World War, it's a flying boat transport and could carry 750 troops or 2 30-ton M4 tanks. However, it did not get flying until 1947, after the war had ended. It has the second largest wingspan ever after the Stratolaunch at 97.8 meters and is powered by 8 Pratt & Whitney engines. To conserve metals during the war years, it has a wooden fuselage, hence its nickname of the Spruce Goose. The one prototype did make test flights but never entered service. It remains preserved and on display at the Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum in the United States. If you're liking this video, why not subscribe to our channel? New long-haul episodes are posted weekly. Number 8. Boeing Dreamlifter. The Dreamlifter is Boeing's modified fuselage transporter. Based on a stretched 747-400 fuselage, it features an innovative swing-tail door to allow full access to the fuselage. Technically, the Dreamlifter is not an aircraft type, but a modification of the Boeing 747-400. As such, some may question whether it should appear on such a list, but however you treat it, it is one of the largest aircraft you'll see regularly flying. The Dreamlifter was designed to carry Boeing 787 parts from suppliers in Italy and Japan, as well as US locations, to final assembly facilities in Washington and South Carolina. The first entered service in 2007, and there's now a fleet of 4. Number 7. Airbus Beluga XL. Like the Boeing Dreamlifter, the Beluga XL is also not an aircraft type, but rather a modification of the Airbus A380. But like the Dreamlifter, it makes regular flights and comes in at number 7 on our list. By volume, it is the largest, with a fuselage capacity of 2,209 cubic meters. For comparison, Boeing's Dreamlifter comes in behind at 1,840 cubic meters. Airbus built the Beluga XL and its predecessor Beluga to transport its aircraft components. From its outset, Airbus has split aircraft construction over several locations, since the company was formed as a consortium of several European manufacturers to take on Boeing. The Beluga was introduced in 1995 based on the A300 airframe and used mainly for A340 construction. The Beluga XL, based on the A330-200, followed in early 2000. Its increased size was needed for larger A350 components. So far, 3 aircraft have been delivered and 6 will enter service by 2024. Number 6. Lockheed C5 Galaxy. Carrying on with large transport aircraft, the C5 Galaxy is also high up the list for size and payload. It's a military transporter aircraft built by US manufacturer Lockheed and entered service in 1970. At just over 75 meters long, it's bigger than the A380 and the An-124. It can carry a payload of 127 tons and is capable of in-flight refueling for a huge range. It remains in active service with the US Air Force, although several large transports have followed it. The Boeing C-17 Globemaster is a good example. It's big, but not as big as the C-5. Lockheed was also interested in an even larger replacement. The so-called VLST, Very Large Subsonic Transport, was proposed in the 1990s but never developed. A passenger version would have 2 decks, 4 aisles and carry up to 900 passengers. Number 5. Antonov An-124. At number 5, the An-124 is one of the largest commercially developed freighters. It launched in 1982 and 55 aircraft have been built. Until the 747-8 was introduced, it was the heaviest commercially produced aircraft. As of April 2021, 33 An-124 aircraft remain in use, according to data from planespotters.net. 7 of these are operated by Ukrainian airline Antonov Airlines, 12 by Russian airline Volga Dnepr, and 1 by each of Libyan Air Cargo and UAE-based Maximus Air Cargo. They regularly see unusual cargo operations, such as transporting maglev trains from Germany to China. Number 4. Antonov An-225. The larger sibling to the An-124 and one of the largest aircraft you'll ever see flying is the Antonov An-225 freighter. It comes in at number 4. While there exist 2 An-225s, only one of these is operational, with the second remaining partially built. This is the heaviest aircraft ever built and has the widest wingspan of any operational aircraft. It also has 6 engines and 32 wheels. It was originally launched in 1971 to transport the USSR's equivalent to the space shuttle known as Buran. The shuttle would be carried on top of the aircraft, and parts of the rocket could fit into the large fuselage. It can carry the highest payload of any aircraft, an enormous 250 tons. For comparison, the 747-8F freighter aircraft can carry up to 136 tons. As such, it has remained in service and seen some very interesting specialized uses. Number 3. Boeing 777-9. As we head into the final stretch of our list, it's topped by passenger aircraft, the first being Boeing's upcoming 777X at number 3. The largest variant, the 777-9, will be the longest passenger aircraft ever launched, at just over 76 meters. And it'll offer a typical capacity of up to 426, not far off that of the 747-8. Unlike the other passenger aircraft on this list, the 777X is a twin-engine aircraft, and these new GE9X engines are the largest and most powerful commercial engines ever built, larger than a 737's fuselage. The 777X will bring in a new era of very high-capacity, very efficient twin-engine aircraft. Development has been delayed due to engine problems and issues with structural testing, and production delays have also crept in due to the slowdown during the pandemic, so we'll have to wait a while to see how airlines decide to use the 777X. As of May 2021, orders stood at 320, down from 350 before the pandemic, while Qatar Airways currently expects to take its first aircraft in 2023. Emirates, by far the largest customer, may not get theirs until as late as 2025. Number 2. Boeing 747-8. The 747 is, of course, the other very large passenger jet, and it ranks number 2 on our list. The latest 747-8 is the largest version offered, coming in just over 3 meters longer than the A380. But it has a lower maximum capacity of 605. Again, this is the maximum exit limit. Its typical in-service capacity is around 450. It also has a much shorter wingspan, 68.4 meters, compared to 79.95 meters, which has been a benefit as it increases the number of airports at which it can operate. Until the A380, the 747 was the largest passenger aircraft flying. This has been its hallmark since its launch in 1968. It was developed in collaboration with Pan American World Airways, since the airline had seen success with the 707 and wanted to take this further with a new aircraft over twice the size. It was in fact originally planned with a full-length upper deck, but this could not be made to work with safety requirements. Number 1. Airbus A380. And topping our list for largest planes ever made is, of course, the A380, the largest passenger jet ever built by passenger capacity, volume, weight, and wingspan. The 747-8, however, still beats it for length, as will the upcoming 777-9. It offers a maximum passenger capacity, or exit limit, of 853, but a typical capacity of 400 to 550. Such high capacity demonstrates a world-class feat of engineering, but unfortunately it has not worked out as well as hoped for airlines. Emirates has made a success of it with its hub-based model, but most other operators have struggled. The rise in the ability of twin-engine aircraft and the shift away from hub-and-spoke operations damaged the aircraft's potential, and the downturn in travel demand following the events of 2020 has sealed its fate for several airlines. Sadly, with increasing retirements, it is failing to find a new use. Only Highfly has taken on a second-hand aircraft for charter use, but even that airline has now retired the type. Its potential in the cargo market is limited by its design, and although it would make an amazing private jet or VIP transport, its size and limitations have so far stopped this from happening. We hope this has been an interesting look at some of the largest aircraft around. There are many ways to measure such aircraft, and several others could have made the list. What other aircraft should be on the list? Feel free to discuss in the comments.